Hi everybody, this is Roxy, and I just wanted to show Sam and I decided to swap books for Christmas, and we didn't do it during Christmas because it was so crazy, but this one's kind of taken me a long time. I did kind of a different look. I know Sam loves everything shiny, pink, and glittery, but I thought I'd give her something dull, old, and grungy. But anyways, I just wanted to show I buy cheap little books like this at garage sales or thrift stores, usually for like a dime or a quarter. And then what I did, usually I just kind of tear out the pages and use them for collage. And for this one, I ran my X-Acto down both front and back, and then you can just simply pull this out and you end up with this. And then I can just use chunks of this. I send chunks out, if anybody wants some. Then what I came up with was just the book cover, and I'll show you what I did here. This is the book cover from the pages. I covered the book cover first with gesso because they're a little bit shiny and you want to give it a little tooth. So I covered it with gesso, and then I painted a kind of a red barn color, and then did I think Sam did a video or a tutorial on using crackle medium. And so I did that, let that dry, and then I painted it with kind of a cream color, and the barn red crackle comes through. And then I took my old paper distress ink and just kind of sponged up the edges a little bit. So here is her. It's kind of a cookbook recipe card holder. I used vintage finding elastic to bind all the pages. I don't remember whose chipboard this is, but I changed it from Kiss the Cook to Kiss the Kook, and I think we all know why. If you've not seen a video by Samantha, you have to watch when it's Pinkaboo 6691, and she's just a hoot. These are flowers from Sassafras Lass. My Coke bottles and Playware flatware is from Twisted Papers, and the Coke bottle is kind of an homage to they started in Georgia, and that's where Sam is from. She mentioned once that she loves these corners, so I found a couple in my stash and threw them on there. Then I used a lot of, the papers I used were from, I think it's K&Company's Black and Ivory. I used a lot of that, and then I used a lot from the Making Memories Mistletoe collection, believe it or not. This is just a little scrap from Seven Gypsies. I've got some Tim Holtz grunge flourishes that I smooched up, and if you haven't tried this yet, you must. It's kind of scary at first because it comes out really dark, but the colors are absolutely gorgeous and saturated, just beautiful, and you get a little bit of a glimmer. Then I covered this with some diamond glaze. I have a lot of vintage, I think this vintage image is from Red Lead Paperworks. I have a few Dover publications where the images are copyright free, and then what I do is I scan them in to my computer and reduce them, enlarge them, print them out on copy paper, and glue them down. All the frames I've used are from Sizzix. This is Tim Holtz alphabet. I can't remember what it's called, and I bought it, and it's in a big block. And I don't know if I did a bad thing, but I cut out all the letters. I almost think you're supposed to use it as a background, but it's too late for that now for me. Here's some more paper from the Black and Ivory, and then some images of eggs. And I stamped, I think that was from Rubbernecker Stamps. Made a little lollipoppy flower. And then I used some quotes that are about eating, and then quotes from Sam. And her first one is, "It's hot in here." And that we were talking about, well, I won't say. But anyways, I went through my stash and got anything that I could think of that had anything to do with eating. This is a Cavallini postcard. I'm just trying to make sure I'm in camera here. Yeah, sure, that's one of our favorite sayings up here in Minnesota, so I had to add that in. There's another flourish that is smooched up. I also made these recipe cards, and this is my Dover chickens, or else they're rooster. I think they're chickens. So I just reduced them down from after scanning them in from my Dover book, and then I made a text box with a red dotted line and printed those off on cardstock. Here's another Dover image, and then I've got, my husband found a huge stash of old wallpaper, so I use some of that throughout the book too. I also collect cookbooks, and I like vintage cookbooks, and I have hundreds of vintage cookbooks all over the house. Well, no, actually, I have a nice little cupboard down here for them. Anyways, I chose some books that would fit the different sections I have. I have appetizer, salad, main course, and then I just scanned them in and shrunk them down. Tacos is kind of a, it's a little fun thing that Sam likes to do. She likes to get me to say tacos because us Minnesotans have a long O. It's the influence from all the Norwegians and the Irishmen here. So it's just something we do. This is an image. I also collect old magazines. And some of them, if they're real tattered up, I will go through and just cut out, like, I have a bag full of women, and I have a bag full of babies and children, and maybe a bag full of, excuse me, appliances and that kind of thing. And then I can just, again, scan them in. Whatever I want to use, I just scan it in and then copy it right out on copy paper, and it works just great. There's another image from one of my magazines. I'm just checking to make sure I'm in camera here. Another Sizzix frame, and I kind of glimmer misted all the pages with marshmallow, because what marshmallow does is it looks white, but it really is just, you really just get a shimmer, which is cool. If you have very few glimmer mist, marshmallow should be one of them, I think. This is a piece of ribbon, I think it's Making Memories maybe, but I smooched that up with some blue, and I just love the smooch colors, are so pretty. And then I just bling this up for Sam. I did have to get some bling in here because